Hey guys, trying to get set up here. I guess that will do it. Um, where's my camera? Right there. All right, fellas. I'm probably not going to be able to see much of y'all's comments tonight. I don't have my glasses on, and we're going to make this kind of a quick little show here tonight. A couple things. First thing I want to mention is that anybody in the Southwest Louisiana, Southeast Texas area, um, if you're familiar with our area, you probably know, some of the people in our community who are pretty strong in the fireworks world. Fireworks. Happy 4th of July in the firearms world. Richard Pursuti, a very good friend of mine, the owner of Gator Guns in Sulphur, Louisiana, passed away last Saturday of a massive heart attack. Excuse me, we buried him Wednesday. I feel like I'm getting to that age where I'm now going to probably start burying friends of mine. And it's sad, I'm used to seeing friends' parents pass away, grandparents. So anyway, I just want to start to show off by saying I really, I'm going to miss my buddy over there at Gator Guns, and anybody that knew him probably knows where I'm coming from. He was a good dude and very good person, very good person. Meant a lot to our community. His shop will continue to be open. Gator Guns is still going to be run. Allison was pretty much running it already. Richard, I don't know if it was foresight or what, but had already kind of groomed Allison to take over for him. So as far as local operations, nothing changes, but there's a huge void as far as feeling like there's a guy in the community that stood for everything Second Amendment wise, treated people right, didn't take advantage of people whenever there were runs on ammo or guns or AR-15. Guy never jacked the price up on anything, was honest about everything. And, we need more people like him. And, we're going to miss Richard. And personally, I will miss Richard quite a bit. A couple things I want to talk about. I do have a place to go tonight, but I wanted to kind of get something out to you guys as quickly as I could. I will not be able to hang out here for a full hour, but I really, really, really wanted to show you guys this. This is something that I picked up, if you can see it. The 224 Valkyrie. This is a pretty cool new gun that I will be running very, very soon. Wyndham Weaponry does some amazing things with their firearms. And personally, I'd love to say that they decked this one out for me, but they didn't. This is how they come. Threaded barrel. I'm definitely going to be putting a little something, something up there. Fluted barrel, a thicker barrel, beautiful fore-end. I don't know who makes this. This is made in the USA. That's all it says, and it's got Wyndham's name on it. But really nice looking fore-end. A lot of the newer ones are bolting right here. That's how they're fixing themselves. It comes with a 5-round magazine. It does have a Hogue grip. If you notice the trigger, I don't know what the deal is with the trigger. A little bit different trigger right there. I don't know if it's a modified trigger. I did see a Hyperfire trigger spring in the case, so maybe that's the Hyperfire trigger, and they send an additional spring to it. I'm not sure. If you notice, they have the enhanced charging handle where it sticks out right there. I like that. That's a nice little touch right there. I do like the ambidextrous, kind of like the Raptor ones. This is not, but this is cool. That's a nice touch. That's probably another 30 or 40, 50 bucks right there. The Luth AR stock, that's kind of a mainstay on a lot of nice Wyndham rifles. It does have the Hogue grip, and it does have your QD mounts right here. One right there, and one down here on the stock. Good looking gun, man. Good looking gun. The magazines are by, let's see who makes these. C Products Defense. 5-round magazine does come with it. So this is a good looking gun, man. I'm really excited about it. I know that the 223 Valkyrie is the gun of 2018, pretty much, the round of 2018. It seems like every year we have, a couple of years ago was a 6.5 Creedmoor. It seems like we're always having, I think the Grendel was a couple of years ago. So we're always having that next big round. But I can tell you this one may have some staying power, because if you read the ballistics on the 224 Valkyrie, it's pretty impressive. So we'll see. Everything I've done is read so far. I haven't shot one yet, not at all. I haven't pulled the trigger on one. So I don't know how good or bad they are. We will find out. Of course, we'll be honest about it. Guys, you know how I am. I mean, I like pretty much all guns, so it's gonna have to pretty much blow up in my hands for me not to like it. But a great looking gun. I think Winham did some really cool things by adding some of the extras on it that it did. I mean, you even got, like, you notice in your fore end over here, a little Picatinny rail right on the side over here. That's kind of cool little touch right there. If you want to take your QD off, you could always put like a light or something like that on there. I mean, just, it's really, oh, I'm sorry. Here we go right here. Who makes this? Nope, I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry, guys. I cannot tell. I mean, that is all M-LOK stuff on there, but I can't tell who the manufacturer is. I apologize for that. Next thing I want to talk about is something kind of cool, something that we are going to be directly involved in. This is my very first Southern Grind pocket knife. This is a very cool piece. If you notice, it's got a carbon fiber handle. It's got a proprietary little clip right here. It's not as long as the normal clips are that they have. I usually carry a Benchmade knife, but this one here, it's got the Southern Grind logo on it. I'm not sure if you can see that. Again, the carbon fiber. It's called the type of, or the model that it is by Southern Grind. It's called a Spider Monkey. So it's got a little monkey. See if you can see that little monkey on the handle right there, or the little symbol right there. Little monkey's head. And the cool thing about it on this particular one is that it is a Damascus blade, Damascus steel. Now, kind of hard to see. I've got horrible lighting right here. But the cool thing about Damascus steel is that it is somewhat layered. There, you can kind of see it right there. This is not traditional Damascus from back in the old days when you made a sword. Something that's kind of interesting to me that I was reading on Damascus steel. My point for bringing this up, by the way, guys, is we're about to start carrying, actually not about to, we just got a full shipment in today of these Southern Grind pocket knives. I mean, they're great. I mean, these are good stuff. I'm not saying it because we're carrying them. I'm saying it because I sought them out to carry them because I love these blades. But the cool thing about Damascus steel was very interesting to me is that what we look at as Damascus steel isn't really the old school Damascus steel from back in the older days, simply because there was a generation that didn't pass that technology down. I don't know if it was because of shipping trades, you know, shipping lanes across the world back in the older days. Maybe they got closed up, maybe a war took place, something that stifled the continued production of Damascus steel. So true Damascus is not made anymore. Even people who call it Damascus like this, it's really not Damascus steel. Damascus steel, of course, originated in Damascus, Syria. And it was a process that I can't explain because nobody else can either. They've taken old swords that were made out of true Damascus steel, which is, by the way, is extremely hard steel. It's hammered, it's folded, it's welded together. I mean, there are layers upon layers of it, and it makes it extremely hard. This one doesn't have any carbon in it. If you notice how clear it is, how clean it is, there's no carbon in it. There's no black in it or anything like that. But the true Damascus steel, the old swords back in the day that were old swords, they have were made back in the old days. They have tried to reverse engineer those and say, okay, this is how these were made, and taken old swords from back then, try to figure out how the Damascus was actually manufactured. And they've tried everything, and nobody's been successful at it. So it's kind of weird that there's a lost trade out there that has happened, and nobody can duplicate it anymore, especially with the technology that we have now. It's not possible. So people are still trying to figure out how to make this. They call this Damascus. Yes, it's different. It's harder than regular metal and regular steel. It's definitely made in a more involved process as far as getting it out. And it costs more, obviously, because of the labor that's involved in putting this together. However, it's still not true Damascus. So, you know how you see the old movies where they're, one guy breaks the other guy's sword with his sword? A lot of times it was Damascus steel that did that. It was very hard steel that hit regular steel, carbon steel or something of that nature, and just broke it. So, maybe one day we'll figure out a way to make true Damascus. But for now, we have, I don't want to call it fake Damascus because it's still cool. It probably shouldn't be called Damascus. They should have called it something else. But it does have those weird little shapes in it, the lines in it. And that's a lot that has to do with the forging, welding it together, beating it together, folding it, and the different layers that it has in the steel. I don't know if you can see it, but there's even lines in the blade. Maybe you can see it better that way. There's lines in the blade going up and down right there that you can see from the layers. Just a very, very hard steel. So obviously these do run a little bit. 400 something bucks for a Damascus steel one. That's pretty much, that's lower than most Damascus steel blades you see. You're going to see Damascus steel blades run from 600 to 1,000 to well over that. To me, this was the most affordable Damascus steel blade that I saw. Now, with that being said, this is the highest priced Southern grind pocket knife out there. The other ones range 100, 150, 200 bucks. I mean, that's normal for this type of blade, which is in line with the guys like Benchmade and all that. The cool thing about this knife, and it's probably cool to you guys or some of you guys, it's not overly cool to me, is that this company was formed and is owned by Zach Brown of the Zach Brown Band. Now, I say that like I know what I'm talking about. I don't know who Zach Brown is, and I don't know who the Zach Brown Band is, but I'm told I should know. I just don't. I don't follow country music, and I heard he's cool. I know guys of mine that play rock music that like him, so I assume the guy's a pretty cool dude. It's not why I bought the knife because of Zach Brown. I bought them because they're pretty awesome knives, and I have a whole shipment of them at my store. So I'm looking forward to selling those, and you know what? Hey, maybe I get to know who Zach Brown is along the way. But for right now, I don't know who he is, and I know that might be kind of humbling to other people or to Zach Brown himself. I really don't have a clue who he is. I've seen his picture. Bearded guy, wears kind of a, not even a cowboy hat, just a different kind of hat. So yeah, I'm going to learn who he is. But anyway, I'm looking forward to these knives. They're cool looking knives. It's the only one I've taken out, the Damascus one, because this one's mine. But they have some other really cool looking knives. Very cool looking handles. They're not all carbon fiber like this. They got some, actually they have one that I wish they made with the Damascus. That's kind of a bone looking knife handle. Really cool looking. But in a nutshell, guys, that's what I want to talk about tonight. Just, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging because I know, you know, buddies of mine out there, you guys hang out with us every Friday night. I do have some place that I'm going tonight. I got to go run, take a shower. Dude, it's hot down here right now. I don't know where you are, you're part of the country. Our heat index was projected to be 108 today in Louisiana. It's too friggin' hot down here. We've been averaging about 104 to 105 heat index, and today was supposed to be 108. Honestly, I don't think it got that hot because that seems completely unbearable to me. But it got hot. Man, it got hot. Dude, it's been a hot week. We got a bunch of rain last week, and now we got hammered this week. So, speaking of hammering, I'm hammering some Shiner Bock right now. I did the Gatorade first, and now I'm on to beer. So, going to a concert with my wife tonight. Looking forward to having a good time. Unfortunately, it's going to be outside, so I'm not really looking forward to that. I was informed of that a little while ago. It's not something that I'm totally excited about, but I am looking forward to having a good time with my wife tonight. I'm going to look to see if you guys comments real quick and just see if I can answer some of your questions or anything like that right now. Anything that you guys might want to be talking about, I'll address real quick because I will have to be taken off out of here in a little bit. Let's see. Let me give some shout outs to you guys. A Lucky Productions says howdy. Hey, bud. Rod Hicks says hi. George Leak. Jay Foribi. Sorry if I mispronounced your stuff. Happy Friday, you too, bud. Adam Overturf. Richard Portella. Mr. F&H is on here. Shepard. Adam Overturf. Andrew Dalton Ray is on here. Good to see you, bud. Jason Robbins. Hey, man. How's it going, man? Yeah, Richard taught me a lot too. Jason is one of our local buddies down here, and he knows what I'm talking about with Richard Pursuti passing away. And I think Richard probably taught a lot of us a lot along the way. It's a huge loss, man, for our area. It's definitely a big blow to us. M Volt said, I just got hit by a tow truck in my car. Ironic as hell. Wow. Well, hopefully the tow truck's not in too bad a shape where it can tow you off. Adam Overturf says, thanks for your sorry for your loss. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So does 666 Baby. What up, Paul? My condolences to your friend. Thank you, man. Ralph McDaniel. One says, hello to Republic. Absolutely. Hello to Republic. Donald Wazalewski. Happy Friday to you too as well. Wow. Neptune Blues. Hello from Switzerland. Hey, bud. How's it going, man? Wow, Switzerland, huh? Let's see. Hugh Jazz is back on. Hey, everybody. Sorry for your lost, Paul. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, sorry, the camera angles are still reversed. I still can't figure that out. Don't know what's going on there. Wow, Jason. Jason said he has some Damascus steel shotguns, real old school. That is old school. That's impressive. I didn't really know they made shotguns out of Damascus steel. The only steel guns I've seen out of Damascus steel have been, of course, 1911s here lately. I know Jesse James makes some awesome Damascus steel guns. Cabot does also, really pretty ones. Joe Chambers has made some really nice ones. Let's see here. Just looking at y'all's comments, guys. Gosh. See you, Mr. FNH. Sorry you got to leave, bud. Barrel length on this rifle, that looks to be 20 inches. Somebody who asked that, Hugh Jazz did. Barrel length on a rifle, that's 20 inch. That's not a 16. Shark Chucker says, check out Zach Brown Band with Chris Cornell, Heavy as the Head. I bet that's pretty awesome. That's probably pretty cool. Hey, I cannot pronounce your name, sorry. Hey, Vizalsa Layman says, what normally goes on in these live streams? Typically, I'll introduce some new guns that I might have or that have been sent to me, and we'll talk about them. I am in a little bit of a hurry tonight because I have a little concert to go to. So typically, I'll go over that. Potential gun legislation, that's being proposed. We'll break it down, look at what kind of threat it might actually be, and just talk about gun stuff that's happening in the news in general. That's pretty much what we go over. George League says 103 degrees Fahrenheit in Phoenix, Arizona. Bruh. Of course, you know, they say we have the humidity over here. I don't want to be 103 anywhere. So, use the back camera on the phone to fix it. The problem is I'm looking at myself on the camera. So, but I mean, I've done it before with the front camera, and it doesn't always reverse everything. I hate that. Yeah, Shepard, good question. Very good question. Shepard asks, have you ever considered streaming from the range and shooting some while streaming? I suppose that could get a bit loud though. Yeah, it's not really the loudness of it that has deterred me from doing that. It's the fact that for safety reasons and really just able to focus and concentrate, a lot of times when I go out and shoot, a lot of times, all the time, but many times I'll go out and I'll shoot by myself. So it's only me, and I'm setting up, I'm running the camera and all that. So I mean, it's not that I care about what people see behind the scenes. I don't care about that. But to me, it wouldn't be interesting to you guys. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that for one of these Valkyries or something. When I'm running that, I'll just try to live stream it the whole time. And also, you're kind of susceptible to however good your stream is, however good your connection is. You know, obviously, I won't have Wi-Fi out at the range, so I'll be streaming with, you know, hopefully, you know, a decent internet signal. But yeah, good question, because I mean, we've talked about that a lot. I've really wanted to do that for a long time. I've wanted to stream live from the range. You know, you won't get the full effect of the gun, the review, because I won't have the cuts to the gun, the close-ups of the gun, and things like that. But at least you would get the feel that we are, you know, how we are out at the range and how I'm running things out the range, and you know how we operate. So, I mean, that's a possibility, something that, you know, we would end up doing. So, yeah, I mean, it's something to look out for in the future. We may do that. Let's see. Ryan Westall asked about this rifle. Who makes it? Wyndham Weaponry does. I'm a big fan of their products. I'm a big supporter of theirs. Always have been. They make great stuff. Yeah, one of you guys brought up on here about how the little pansy David Hogg and his girlfriends, boyfriends, all that are hitting the comment section on bump stocks because they just want to ban something. It's sad when the gun industry is having to fight off these anti-gunners that they don't care what they ban as long as they get to ban something. To me, I care about things deeply enough to where if I fight for or against something, I'm committed to it and there's a reason why. All they care about is banning something. If they can't ban 30-round magazines, they want to ban bump stocks. If they can't ban bump stocks, they want to ban full automatic. You know, it's always something with them. You know, at least we have some principle and we're committed to a fight and a cause, where they're not. They just want something. It'd be like me wanting to ban pizza. Well, if I can't ban pizza, let's ban hamburgers. Well, if I can't ban hamburgers, let's ban spaghetti. You know, they have no principles whatsoever. It's just they're committed to focusing on the gun industry, and there's no real method to madness. It's the fact that it's just all madness, and they want to ban something. They don't care what, something. Whatever is the next thing that gets used for anything, they want to ban something. If somebody uses a slingshot tomorrow and it gets cast into the gun category, they're going to want to ban slingshots. So it's pathetic of those people. Guys, I'm going to have to shake on out of here. I apologize. I need to get out of here. I got to go take a shower and get ready to head out. I just didn't want to leave everyone hanging because I didn't have time to put anything out to say that I wasn't going to be available tonight. You know, guys, like I always say, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know everyone's got better things to do on a Friday night. Next Friday night, we will have a pretty good show. Actually, my wife's going to another concert, but she's going with a friend. So I'm going to be home with my little boy. So I'm going to set something up pretty good. We may have an extended show next week because I'm not going to have anything better to do. So I may hang out with you guys for a little bit longer next week. So I'll try to get some things in order. I have some, cool new stuff to show you guys. I got an SB Tactical, I forget what they call this one, but it's the one with the 2 bars on the side, PDR or something like that, buttstock in. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's going to be pretty cool. So, yeah, let's plan on a decent show next week. And I apologize for the shortness of this week's show, but again, I got to get out of here. It's 7:23 right now, my time. So I'm gonna shut it down, and I will catch up with you guys next week again. As I always say, guys, I hate to be repetitive, but I mean it when I say it. If you're going out tonight, be careful. If you're drinking tonight, let somebody else drive. If you're shooting this weekend, please be careful. But above all, have a good time. Treat everybody else right. And if you get a chance, take a kid to the range or reintroduce an older person to the range. Reintroduce them to firearms and let them have a good time. I think you'll find that there's some older people out there that wish more people would take them to the range. If you ask them, they'll probably tell you yes. But again, guys, have a great weekend. We will see you. Thank you for hanging out with us, and I will see you next Friday night. We got some cool videos coming up this week that I'll be putting out, so look for those uploads whenever you can. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.